Hey everyone, Greta here. Today I'll be sharing with you how to practice your inversion when you don't have the wall space. And before we begin, please like the video and share it after you view it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Inversions are really fun. They are fun. But they do require a very consistent practice in order to feel stable when you go upside down. But then I also know that in a regular yoga class setting, even if you do get that chance to practice an inversion, usually it's like near the end of the practice when you get like 2 minutes to do it, and sometimes not even that 2 minutes. So how to get that constant practice? The second ideal situation is do it at home. But then a lot of times, we might not have that wall space. What to do? Well, actually, you can use the chair. You can use a chair or a stool or a little coffee table, or maybe even the back of a couch or anywhere that you feel you can plant your feet on. So that is gonna be your prep. Doesn't have to be high. And this is actually a very useful exercise for you to practice, so for you to get more stable in your inversion. The exercise that we are gonna do, or the variation of inversion that we are gonna do, is applicable for all kinds of inversions, be it the supported headstand, the tripod headstand, the pincha, and the handstand. Unfortunately, shoulder stand doesn't work, but then that inversion is a little bit different. What we are going to do is we are going to have our feet on the chair, on the seat of the chair, and your knees will be bent. We are going to be in a tuck position. I know that some people would do the variation with the legs straight against the wall. However, I don't really suggest that. I prefer to have the knees bent, simply because it's harder to measure or it's harder to get into the right shape with your legs straight. Whereas for bent knees, you can always have that freedom to bend your knees more or bend less for your body to stack in the most optimal shape. In order for you to find the balance in an inversion, you want the hips to be over the shoulders. So that is why when your knees are bent, you have more freedom to move your legs. Whereas if your legs are straight to begin with, even if you measure correctly, perfectly, but once you switch and place your hands on the mat, sometimes that slight difference would create a huge impact on your inversion. So that's why I prefer the knees to be bent. And I'll be demoing in a headstand. I don't know why, I just want to do a headstand today. Anyway, so what we are going to do is we're going to place the hands on your mat. So if you are practicing this way of inversion, I would assume that you would know the setup of your inversion. Okay, so headstand. So here, and feet on the chair. So once my feet are on the chair, I can move either closer to the edge of it or further away. So however, see, if my legs are straight, you can see my hips are actually in front of my shoulders, which is not going to do much work. So I would actually step closer, and I'll be on the toes and the balls of my feet. I'll be pushing the chair away, trying to stack the hips above my shoulders. And then at the same time, this applies to all inversions. Shoulders don't want to come forward. Rather, they want to be going back towards the chair. And just chill out here. So what you want to feel, hey, is the base firm? Or am I feeling like I'm going to topple over? Okay, if that feels good, maybe 1 foot away, bit and tuck, or maybe straight up to the sky, whatever that works. For me, I prefer the tuck, because if you cannot see something, chances are the leg is going to go behind. That is quite tempting. And also, if you pull the leg all the way up straight, chances are you want to lift the other leg up as well. And I mean, if you're stable in your inversion, that's fine. If you know how to fall, that's also fine. But if you're not, then don't do it. Pull it in. Maybe just stay. Maybe feeling that the shoulder is becoming more strong with the elbows or the base a little bit more solid, and eventually the other foot would lift. Again, if you try to lift the other foot away from the chair, you don't want to go boom like that. It's not a hop, it's more like a lean, belly hugging in, center of the chest coming in towards the spine, and maybe the toes would float.
But then that's not the goal. The goal is to just stack nicely. Hips over the shoulders to feel stable, broadness in the upper back. And this doesn't look much, but actually it is a lot.
For a lot of us, we always want to go fully upside down. That's the fun part of it. However, because we are so cling onto the idea of legs above the shoulders, legs in the air, that we often forget the base. And then that would always kind of drag us to the path of, you know, reaching to a plateau quite fast when we are trying to improve, but then we don't feel we have enough to improve. And that is because, again, we're not focusing on what we should be. Rather, we're focusing on what feels more fun and more exciting, and that's the legs, where we should be focusing on the base. So especially for times when, let's say you're practicing at home, where you don't have the wall, it's a perfect opportunity for you to, you know, build more awareness in the base. This is actually a lot of awareness that you need. And I've had quite a few people telling me, especially in the headstand, that they feel there's a load in the head. That could be due to because of the lack of awareness in the base. Of course, there are other elements that could be, you know, could be the cause. But then for all inversions, I don't think we can spend too much time and too much or over enough time or over enough effort and awareness on the base. And this is something that I can actually say, I can guarantee you, if you do more of this, that you feel so much more solid in your inversion. When you go up the next time, if there's a wall space behind you, when you kick up into a pinch or a handstand or press up into your tripod and or the supported headstand, you would feel there's a lot more support coming from here, and you feel so much more at ease when you actually have the legs above your hips, above the shoulders. That's it for my sharing for today. Nothing fancy. Of course, all these like really useful drills are usually the boring ones. But give it a try. I actually do this a lot. I actually like this more than the feet on the wall because it has more space for me to explore my shoulders. It's less weight bearing, but at the same time, it gives me the room to explore something else, which is the space in my base. So like the video, share it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and practice with me. I do online and I do in-person. Inversions are definitely one of them, and very popular as well. So DM me either IG or Facebook and I'll get back to you ASAP. Take it easy.